My name is Matthew Sniff. I'm the creator and founder of Map My Customers, and this is my dad, Thomas Sniff.
Hello. I'm Tom Sniff, and I've been in distribution and manufacturing sales for about 35 years. Matthew developed a product to help me help my customers to be more effective.
I believe the actual beginning of the application came as a Christmas present in 2014. I was home visiting you for Christmas, and you told me about the problem you were having with your thousands of accounts on a spreadsheet, and said, hey, why don't you make something useful for once? And I prototyped something out, I think in the first month or so, and from there, you know, it sort of took off on the App Store once I put it on the App Store. So I think it all began there. Talk a little bit about a difficult trip that Map My Customers improved.
I had a trip scheduled to go to New Jersey, and I had a layover in Baltimore, and which is typical, no big deal. The problem is when I got to Baltimore, all the flights were canceled. So I had a choice to fly back home or make something out of nothing. And what Map My Customer did for me is I went to the app, punched in what is surrounding me. How could I make something out of nothing this week? So I looked, took a half a day, scheduled my meetings now in Baltimore with the customers, and had a normal week.
How have you seen Map My Customers giving you a competitive edge?
Well, I guess I look at that question in a different way. Because when you're in sales, who I compete with is myself. I don't worry about competitors. It's what drives me is how I can be, one, more efficient, two, hit my budgets and exceed my budgets. And the easy way to look at that is if I can get one or two extra calls in a day, that would be 10 calls more in a week. That's how you take a month that could be subpar and increase your business by 10 or 15%.
How have you seen field sales changing over the years?
Well, that's kind of I'll answer it two ways. I'll take you where it was, and that was everybody in very small territories that they could travel back and forth, go home for lunch. They knew every customer by first, last name, and everybody's birthday. Now today, it has taken a full circle. There's been so many companies merged together, and there's really very few small companies anymore. Everybody's owned by somebody. And what that did for the outside salesman is everybody's territories went from in charge of maybe a county to in charge of multiple states. And you have to be so much more on your game. You have to be able to be organized. You have to be able to change on the fly. And if you're not willing to make those changes, well, it's not a game anymore. And it didn't used to be that way because things were slower. Things aren't slow anymore.
Is there anything else you'd like to add or say about field sales or Map My Customers?
Well, I guess something that what Map My Customers truly means to a field salesman, it takes their accounts for the first time and makes them alive. Because before that, it was just an Excel spreadsheet. Oh my God, I got 150 accounts, or I got 300 accounts. How the heck am I going to do this? But when you see the map and where those customers are, it all starts to make sense again.